Hi. Today we're going to talk about how to be verbally strong. So I also call this type of tough talk tongue fu. Sounds like kung fu, but tongue fu, because it is a necessary component of pushing back on bullies. Bullies almost never start with a physical bully, okay? They always start verbally. It's a phenomenon I call poking. Like you're poking a bear to see if the bear's gonna, right? Are you a bear, or are you a bear rug that you just lay on the ground and do nothing? When I poke you, you're a bear rug. But if I poke you and you growl, you bark, you push back, that means you're not an easy target. Bullies like easy targets. That's their preferred meal. Imagine you're eating food and all of a sudden the food bites you back. No, you don't like that. You want an easy meal. You want easy, okay? You want easy target. You don't want a target that bites back, okay? Especially not when all you have to do is look 5 feet away and there's an easier target. Remember that concept in other videos that I explained, that you don't have to be the toughest guy in prison. You just cannot be the weakest guy, because the weakest guy is getting all the bullying. And so you want to make sure that you're at your fittest, but you don't have to be the toughest. You just, okay, if a lion is stalking a herd of antelope, he's looking for the easiest antelope, the youngest, the one with the broken leg, or the extremely old one. He's targeting the easiest one. So you don't have to be the fastest antelope to escape the lion. You simply cannot be the weakest, slowest antelope. So remember that concept. Okay, back to tongue fu, the art, the ancient Chinese art of how to be verbally strong. It's the language of a strong person. We have many languages, right? Chinese, Spanish, English, okay? There's a language of a tough person, of a strong person. Tough talk, right? So that is the language, okay? What does it mean to stand up for yourself? What does that mean to you? I hope that after watching these videos, your idea of what it means to stand up for yourself verbally has improved. I'm a fan of the movies made by Clint Eastwood, okay? High Plains Drifter, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, For a Few Dollars More, these types of Western movies, because Clint Eastwood is a lone cowboy and he comes into a bar and he just wants a glass of whiskey, right? And then in come the bullies, because there's 3 bullies and they all have guns, and Clint's just sitting there all dusty looking, tired, and they poke the bear. How does Clint Eastwood respond to the poke? He gives him this look, and he growls. Not a real growl, but his words are through clenched teeth. Do you feel lucky? You know, he puts that face of, I'm not the guy, and this is not the time to be messing with me, like that, right? watch those movies. Clint is more than a tough actor. He's an actual tough guy. Okay? It's not an act for Clint. He's a tough guy. Okay? So, watch Clint Eastwood movies. Get that stare down. He's not afraid to make eye contact. He looks right in the eyes of the bully. He says, "Do you really want to go there?" And his face, the face tells the intention, the menace. Do you really want to go there? Right? And there's nothing polite about it, that face or that snarl that he makes. That's the face of a tough guy. Right? And he clenches his teeth. There's a whole set of muscles that happen. You know, look, I'm scaring myself right now. Okay? So here's my normal face. Hey, Joe, hey, you know, I'm nice to nice people. I'm always nice to nice people. And as a general, preset function of my personality, I'm nice to strangers. But when you act like a bully, when I feel unsafe or when I'm uncertain of your intentions, change. Because that's who you need to do that too. Okay? Imagine a clam. A clam, I'm wide open, and I'm just sitting here, right? As soon as danger or what I perceive to be risk, I should have. That's how. Defensives, my defenses are up, okay? So that's the defense, okay? We're talking all today verbal defense and verbal confrontations, okay? Nothing physical. Okay? So practice your Clint Eastwood stare and your snarl in the mirror. And then you're going to practice it with the next time some bully pokes you. You turn and say, you're going to say, what are you going to say? I'm going to tell you exactly what to say. Okay? So, you must speak up. Okay? I think a lot of you who are victims of bullying, the biggest mistake you make is you don't speak up. The bully pokes you and you just, or you pretend you're overly nice. Funny guys. They could pour the milk on top of your head and you go, funny guys. No, because now you are officially their whipping boy until you do stand up for yourself. So no way, man. You're never overly nice, and you're never nice to a bully, okay? And you are always stand up for yourself. That is your mantra. Always stand up for yourself. You never let this stuff ride like that, okay? Okay. Raise your voice when the bully attacks you. That's a super important thing because it's a question of dominance. The bully goes, "Hey, Lily boy, what'd you do? Did your mom cook your bird? Hey! What are you talking to me like that for?" See, I didn't say nothing hostile, but the tone of my voice. Remember, they only respect strong, so you don't shout like a female. No, that's not strong. You shout like a man. Okay? So now, here was their voice, and here's your voice. A bully only respects a position of strength. So your voice says, I don't care who doesn't like my loud voice. And I don't care if you don't like my loud voice. And I'm pumping up my adrenaline right now because I don't know what your intentions are. And I'm getting louder because I'm getting angry at the way you're talking to me. You see? That's okay? Okay? They poke the bear and the bear growls. The bear does not lay down like a bear rug. Okay? The bear growls. And you growl louder than the bully. Okay? To show dominance. Okay? Got it? You raise your voice. Always louder than the bully. Okay? Most of this bullying that you're experiencing is happening in a social setting, like a cafeteria or a lunchroom of a workplace. And the bully doesn't want all that attention that your loud voice is going to give him. So you just say, hey, back up, bully. Don't you got anything better to do than to pick on me? You're always in my business. I would really appreciate it if you just backed up. See? That's it. So it's a loud voice, it's assertive, and it's a pushback. Don't poke me. Okay? Alright. So, some of my favorites that I expressed in the other video, okay, how to be strong, okay? Some of my favorites are, I'm going to say them again, okay? Why are you harassing me? It's a good one. In prison, we have a saying, give me 5 feet. What that means is, if you're talking to me hostile, okay, you do not have the right to be in my personal space within punching range. So give me 5 feet, back up. Get out of my face, okay? You understand? So give me 5 feet and put your hand out. You don't get in my personal space when you talk to me that way. Bottom line, you do not get in my physical space. Remember, our goal is never to escalate. So the stupidest thing you could do would be, what, you want? No, now you're escalating because you're inviting him into your personal space for a physical fight. So you give me 5 feet, you stand back. Get out of my space, right? We're trying to de-escalate, okay? We're not trying to get into a fight, okay? Okay, sometimes your bully has more power than you do. Either the bully could be a teacher, the bully could be a parent, a boss, okay? They have power over you, right? So you can't say what you would like to say. So you say, hey, are we done here? Because I got things to do. And you just walk away. Okay? Shut it down. Shut it down. Are we done here? Okay. If the bully's picking on you, a good one to say is, what is your problem? What is your problem? And you put it on them. Now, instead of them poking you, just, what is your problem? Do you have a problem with me? Okay, so that's okay. If your bully is not your boss and not your teacher and not your parent, you say, who made you the boss? Who said you could tell me what to do? Who made you? You're nothing. You're not my boss. Okay, so back up. Okay, a lot of times a bully will complain about your behavior or the way you dress or the way. See, that sounds like a you problem, right? It's like it doesn't pertain to me. If you don't like the way I dress, I suggest you turn around and don't look at me, because I'm gonna dress however I want. I'm gonna, be who I am. You don't ever compromise your personal integrity for the comfort of the bully. Okay? If you two are talking, if you're talking to someone and the bully interrupts and say, hey, this is an A-B conversation. See your way out of it. Get out of here. We're not talking to you. I don't remember inviting you into this conversation. Okay? Another one that's similar to give me 5 feet is get out of my personal space. This is within my arm's reach. No hostile forces should ever be within my arm's reach, because they're at risk of punching me. And that's not cool, ever. And that's like, I think they teach you that the first day of self-defense class that if you don't feel safe, then it's because that person's in your personal space and you need to back up or he needs to back up. But you need to stay out of my personal space. Okay? And here's a great one. I'm tired of you bullying me. Tired of it. Okay? I've preached in all these videos that you need to record events of bullying so that you can take it to an attorney or a police officer to file a report or to request a restraining order or a protection order from the court to get your bully to permanently leave you alone. So in order to do those things, you need evidence. So the best comment verbally is to whip out your phone, record the video, and say, hey, I'm recording you right now. I'm recording everything you say. Well, I didn't give you permission to do that. If you don't like it, don't say anything you'll regret later. I'm going to record you. You're making me feel unsafe. You're bullying me. You're harassing me. And I want it on record for future. If you don't like it, then I suggest you back up and leave. That's how you do that. And by the way, when it comes to legality, they have this is your camera. You have the right to turn on the video anytime. You're not selling the video for profit, so they have no legal right to tell you that you can't record them, okay? If they don't like it, they can turn and walk away, which is what you're asking them to do, okay? Okay. So I'm recording everything you say. I'm recording everything you say. I'm asking you to leave me alone and stop bullying me. Just turn and walk away. Okay? All right. A lot of times a bully is a gossiper, right? Like spreading rumors and talking and spreading. Oh, so-and-so's a drunk, or so-and-so has, sleeps around, or so-and-so's lazy, or whatever, right? And a gossiper likes to secretly spread the gossip, right? They don't like direct confrontation. So give them direct confrontation. In a room with a lot of people, you say, hey, Alice, I know you've been talking about me. You've been spreading rumors about me. Next time, keep my name out of your mouth and have the courage to say things to my face. Problem solved. Alice will, oh, I didn't say nothing. Well, then keep it that way. You know who was talking about me? Why would people say that you're the one spreading the rumors if you weren't? Huh? Do you want the names of the people who spreading it, telling me that you said that you were talking about me? Right? Yeah. Keep my name out of your mouth and we'll get along fine. That's how you handle Alice, okay? Okay. A lot of times a bully will yell at you. And like I said earlier, you need to yell louder than your bully. I know that may not be your nature. It's not my nature to yell in people's faces, but it's a question of dominance. So the bully's yelling, you yell louder. Say, hey, why are you yelling at me? Is there a reason why you are yelling at me? Take it down. Take your voice down. Don't talk to me in that tone. Don't talk to me at that volume. Turn around and leave. We're done here. Okay? So you need to actually practice this tongue fu because it's easy for you to get emotional and then say dumb things like N-word, B-word, C-word, R-word. And talk about, oh, well, Alice is fat. So you fat slob. No, don't say stuff like that. You're escalating. And then also what you're doing when you call her a fat slob is there may be someone else in there who within ear range who is fat. And now they go, is he attacking me? No. Stay on script. That's why I'm giving you these specific, safe things to say. No N word, no R word, no B word, no C word, no fat, no. If they're gay, you don't say nothing about that. If they're. None of that stuff, because you're going to make more enemies that way, and you're going to look like the bully. If I call Alice fat, I look like the bully. Okay? We're trying to not be the victim, and we're trying to not be the bully. That is the sweet spot in life, where you're not being picked on and you're not picking on anyone. Okay? So remember that. That's why you have to practice these verbs. You have to, so that it comes naturally. That's why it's called Tung Fu. Because just like Kung Fu, I have to practice it every week in order to build it into my behavior. Well, you have to practice standing up for yourself in the mirror until it becomes part of your behavior. Okay? It's really important that you practice. You can't just say this once and then, okay, I'm ready to do my Tung Fu. No. Okay? Some other things that are good to say. Get out of my face. Okay? Just get out of my face. Alright? If a friend of me says something rude or crosses a line and is poking the bear, okay, pull them up. Okay? Say, hey, Joe, that's a rude thing to say. Please don't talk to me that way. Okay? Because you don't want to let the relationship fall into the dynamic of him routinely saying rude stuff to you as if it's, we're friends, he let me mess with him. No, I don't. I'm your friend, but I don't let you mess with me. Go find someone else to scratch that itch. It's not me. I ain't the one. Okay? You could say, another thing you could say to your friend, if your friend crosses a line, say, hey, you're crossing a line, right? Like, let's say your friend says, hey, your sister's kind of hot. I say, hey, Joe, you're my friend, but you're crossing a line. Don't talk that way about my sister. Okay? See how that, okay? Sometimes a friend will say stuff that is not bully, but you still have to put boundaries up, okay? Whenever a boundary is crossed, okay, let's say my friend is into some dark porn, right? And he says, hey man, check out this video. And he shows you a video of some sick stuff, right? And you say, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. Our friendship is not about this. Don't show me that stuff. I don't want to. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Don't show me that stuff again. I don't want to see it. Okay? You set the terms for the friendship. There are lines that cannot be crossed, lines that are disrespectful, and lines that you simply don't want to entertain. I don't want to see your dark midget porn, okay? I don't want to see it. Don't share that with me. It makes me uncomfortable. Please don't do it again. See how simple you set a boundary, okay? So this makes me feel uncomfortable. Please don't share that with me, okay? Do not talk like that to me. Do not talk like that to me. I'm not going to discuss this further. End, and just walk away. I'm not going to discuss. Walk away not as a coward, not as a victim, but walk away like I decide that what I'm willing to accept in any conversation. I'm not willing to discuss this any further. Walk away. You could say that to your boss, to your parents, to a teacher. I'm not willing to discuss this any further. Shut it down. Okay? We are done here. Okay? You decide when a conversation's done. If it's going unpleasantly, you don't have to sit there and take